Welcome to Three Blind Mike's podcast, sponsored by the Family Proud, Family Strong Network. Follow their journey as John J., the real hot rod, Cleetstradamus, and Portis the Assassin deliver the bottom line on the greatest pop culture entertainment debates of then and now. The Three Blind Mikes won't know the topic of the show until the show begins, which surely will lead to an unscripted and uncensored good time. Now, let's go in blind on the road to nowhere. Okay, so I'm looking at a topic, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and probably it should be a different show or whatever. But let's just rapid fire this, okay?
Rapid fire.
Are you ready for this topic?
Yeah, I am ready, but there are two people. I'm in a parking lot right now, and there are two people. I believe they're having some kind of argument over there, and so my focus has been driven over here.
Can we hear it?
Can we
you
get some
focus
play-by-play?
No, I don't know what. Somebody slammed the door when they got into the car, so that's kind of an indicator. It's two females. It looks like maybe a mother-daughter. But yeah, what are we talking about? Yeah, I've got time. Yeah, let's do the new topic.
All right,
Now,
fire up the
you're-
red
wait a
visor.
minute.
We'll do an
You're in the
express
car.
edition.
You're in a car.
Yeah, I'm in my garage. I'm in a parking lot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good.
But I'm not driving.
Oh, there you go. Okay, real quick. Okay, and this is a bonus, folks. And here's another thing, folks. Is I know in previous podcasts we've said we are judgment free, so I want to explain what that means.
Judgment
that way,
free since '93.
Exactly. That way, nobody says we're talking out of our mouth or whatever. We're judgment-free entertainment. We don't
Safe
care.
zone, folks. You've entered a safe zone.
And there's the talking over. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Let me get this in real quick. Okay, we don't judge people, individuals, because, in my opinion, that's for the Almighty to judge individuals. But we can judge what people do, so we can modify maybe relationships or thinking or whatever. Okay, so when we go into this topic, it's going to be as judgment free as we can. What do you guys think about politics in award shows like the Oscars, like the Globe, whatever the other award shows? And let me shoot this to you, Cleacher, or damn, I think that Guinness has just got me. The Assassin. Politics in award shows, yay or nay?
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Well, I will say a lot of the award shows are too long. So I don't have an issue with it, really.
Cool.
Sometimes I go, oh God, here we go.
Right.
But I'm not. I don't know. It really depends on. I guess it's the situation, the context.
Yes.
In which it's. I like good spectacle. I really do. So, and other people's viewpoints don't really bother me too much.
Right.
I would say, yeah. You know what? Go to Damas. I'm gonna have to think about this one.
Yeah. Amen. Damas.
100% leave your politics at home, Jay. That's the thing about it. This country is divided enough as it is. And the thing about it is if it's a cause that means a lot to someone, and like Assassin said, is if it's relevant to maybe a role that they played with the Oscars, or maybe a song that they are getting an award for at the Grammys, I can see it relevant there. But a lot of times it's just preaching to people and telling them how to live. And the thing about it is, it's just, you're an entertainer. Your job is to entertain. Right. And look, if you have causes that are near and dear to you, I do, you do, we all do, do that on your time. You're not there to preach to people. You're there to put on a show. And what's turned off the people to the Oscars, and this is just me talking, why ratings are down 75% from where they were 10 years ago, is it's become just a political theater every single year. And that's all it is. It's, Ricky Gervais, the brilliant, but I mean, the greatest awards host, in my opinion, ever. He would tell people in the Golden Globes, people don't care about what your politics are. Just, pick up your award, thank your God, try to say something funny and move along. But it's just preaching to people nonstop. And it's the reason why, in my opinion, they've turned off half the country to him, Jay.
Absolutely. Now, my thought
Excuse me. I said I was going to wait. I was going to let Damas speak, and then I was going to
talk. My bad.
And this is a groundbreaking moment. Me waiting for Damas to finish. But I love Ricky Gervais. He is one of my favorite comedians.
Amen.
He should host the Golden Globes. Is it the Golden Globes? He should host that every year, because he takes a piss out of everybody who's there.
Brilliant.
He goes right after every celebrity. He doesn't care what because nobody cares. Like, unfortunately, I would disagree with that. I think a lot of people care, and they probably shouldn't care. But I love watching him because he's unbridled. He's completely just speaking his mind and saying all this stuff. And you see the audience, and they're not sure
exactly
what is happening.
Exactly,
and it's great theater. It's really great theater.
And not to interrupt, but back up Assassin's point. Assassin, my all-time favorite Ricky one-liner at the at the Golden Globes. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. Now, folks, if something offends you tonight, just pretend you didn't hear it. Turn the other cheek. Just look away. Kind of like what you did for 20 years with Harvey Weinstein.
Exactly. And that's what's great about it. He just goes after all of these. Sometimes he goes too far. I think some of the Mel Gibson jokes that he's made you're kind of like, but he just is so great, and he takes the piss out of the entertainment industry. If there's anything people need to be humbled, it's that industry right there. Yeah. What I will say is, I did not know that the Golden Globes, the Hollywood Foreign Press, whoever comes up with that, I did not know that they didn't have any black African American or members. What was the controversy? Damas, you're gonna have to help me with this. So
they didn't have any members, bro. And the thing about what makes them so unique is the Hollywood Foreign Press only has like less than 100 members, I think. And like you said, for a long time there weren't any African Americans whatsoever. And so they're actually NBC, out of protest, didn't even air the Golden Globes in 2022. There were no Golden Globe ceremony last year, because of the fact that their diversity record was so poor.
Yeah, and so they have this really horrible record on not having any African American members who vote for those awards, and they I think they also they had a host by the name of a comedian just recently named Jared Carmichael, and he was the host this past one, and I honestly was very disappointed in that performance, and I'll tell you why. I think he's a very good comedian. He has a completely different style. Again, style is important. His style is his style, and he has a very conversational style. And I thought Ricky Gervais went after the Hollywood Foreign Press and more than Jared Carmichael did. I mean, I was waiting for him to really have, like, you say you don't want politics in award shows. I was waiting for some kind of political moment, and it never happened. The only thing that happened was they had Jared Carmichael as the host.
Yeah.
And he's an African American comedian. And he's the host, but after all that, there was really nothing of substance.
There was no show.
I thought a British guy like Ricky Gervais, who, I mean, he basically said the people who hired him I don't know who hires Ricky Gervais. Is it the Hollywood Foreign Press
it's the
or
Foreign
is it
Press. Yeah,
Yeah,
NBC?
Foreign Press.
their
They
marketing
hire
committee. Yeah.
him to be the host, and he's totally ripping them apart while he's on the stage. To me, it's everything I love in comedy and entertainment is where somebody's like, "F you, I know you just paid me, but I'm gonna let you have it." And he basically said, because there's always this thing about there not being enough representation, and some artists are not nominated, artists of color, different backgrounds are not nominated, and he basically said, well, there's nothing we can do about that. The Foreign Press, the Hollywood Foreign Press, are all racist, and he just the way he says it, it's just you have this British guy with this British sensibility about him, very British, like he's dripping with just British, like he's out there drinking a beer. You'd love that.
Yeah. And Assassin,
Hot Rod.
back up your point, not to interrupt Assassin, but this is from Ricky's monologue at the 2020 Golden Globes. This is brilliant. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. He said this to the crowd because you know nothing about the real world.
Absolutely. And
and I remember he did something like he talks about one of the big shows, Apple TV, released their own platform a few years ago, and one of their biggest hits was a show that had gotten nominated, and now Damas, you're going to have to help me with this. The Morning Show, is that right?
Yeah, the Morning Show. Yeah,
and it was critically acclaimed. Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, and
oh yeah, that's right.
He said something like, "You say you're woke, but the companies you work for have sweatshops in India," and I was just like, and the president of Apple TV is sitting right there, and he doesn't care. He just let him have it. I think he should host every award. So yes, I do want politics in my award show. I want Ricky Gervais to do them all.
Yeah,
Amen.
and Clay of Assassin, his next line after that joke: If ISIS started a streaming service tomorrow, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and that was
goodness.
And that what was really great about that performance was it was right before the pandemic.
Yep.
So it's like he got in all of this stuff before the world shut down.
Yeah. Here's the full quote. So if you win an award tonight, don't use your platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg.
Oh my goodness. Well,
now, how do you feel about it?
Well, my point of view of what the heck? What was the topic?
We are on the road to nowhere.
Do you want politics in your award shows?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. Okay. I quit watching award shows years and years ago because my opinion is, I don't tune into the Academy to see my favorite actor win an award and spend most of the time on a political tyrant than thanking the people for the nominating the individual or whatever like that. There are platforms for that. Go on a podcast if you want to.
Hey, come on this podcast. Wouldn't that be great?
Great. That would be great. No, there's podcasts, there's TV shows, there's original series. Do that. I don't tune into these award shows to listen to somebody's political view. I want to know, I want to hear how thankful you are for being nominated. I want to learn, how you feel about it, being nominated for your art. And that's what the award shows or should be, is being presented and awarded, all the bells and whistles of, being what you did. I don't want to know if you don't like A, B, and C or this issue or whatever like that. I can watch other TV shows if I wanted to do that. but there's other platforms for that to be done. And I quit watching it a long time ago, because what happens is, when if I'm an actor and I go and I receive an award and everything, my main goal is to be thankful, loving, appreciative, and everything. Oh, by the way, I don't agree with your crap, and you're a mother at the ba 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 ba. Okay, and it's too negative. It's become negative,
Yeah.
and it creates division, and it creates hate, and it creates all this. Okay, I don't agree with you, so you're no good, whatever. It's just too much, and I probably will never ever watch another award show.
Well, it's interesting. I do watch. I've always been an avid watcher of the Oscars.
Yeah,
I will say, but the one thing about the Oscars that's probably different than a lot of the other award shows is you have the most liberal audience when you
Mm.
talk about like in that room.
Yeah.
They're the
yeah,
most liberal audience, but yet on that night, they are the most conservative in the sense that they are so afraid that if they have a reaction or they do this or they do that, someone is going to come in. There's somebody going to come and Oscar away from them. Like that's why. I mean, we can get into the slap. We haven't really touched on that, and we'll do a whole show on that.
yeah.
Probably
That's
three shows
another
on
show.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was interesting about the slap is how many people can walk on a stage, slap somebody,
Oh
win an
my
award,
goodness!
standing ovation on top of it. Like a group of
Slap the hell out of him.
yeah, a group of people who are against battery of people, women, whatever, but
Keep
not on
my
that night.
wife's name out of your MFing mouth.
Yeah, not on that night. On that night, you got to beat whoever you wanted, and
What? Chris Rock should have blocked. That's another show, dude. Yeah.
but it is true. It's like you can see, like one of my we're gonna get into the slap. We're gonna get into what we feel about Chris Rock and Will Smith and all that. But I love Chris Rock, but
I do too.
he is not right for the Oscars, and the reason is because he's real,
Yeah.
and he'll go at you, and you just see
Truth
how
hurts.
uncomfortable people
Yep.
are
Truth
when he
hurts.
is on stage doing his thing, because that's what he does. That's his whole shtick.
Mhm.
When Ricky Gervais does it at the Golden Globes, it doesn't hit the same way for whatever reason. Everyone isn't so uptight there. They're willing to like have fun and whatnot. Can't the Oscars cannot get out of its own way. It wants to be everything for everyone, and yet nothing for no one. And it's just that's what the show is.
Yeah.
It's 4 hours long. So you're like, oh my god, another award? Ah, what? I'll take all the politics.
Oh,
I'll take every politics you got. If you can do it in a nice 2 hours, we're good. I don't need 4 hours. Oh, here we go again. Oh my God! And I will say the
save the
problem that
whales. Save the whales.
but the problem, Hot Rod, is one of the greatest things is when someone gets played off, and it's like you're
Yep.
getting humbled and just like, and they don't do it. You can
But
see
what
you
about the BBC titles?
but you see somebody's celebrity right there. Like if Jack Nicholson starts talking about this and he's yammering on
Oh,
about that,
goodness.
they
Yeah.
kind of wait, and the producer's like, yeah, I can't do it. I want to play him off, and I can't. But then you get some schlup up there that nobody knows. Get played off. You're getting played. So I will say I really do like that. I like when people are played off. That's probably another reason why I'm such a horrible human being.
What about the BBC titles?
Oh, well, folks, this was an excellent episode. I think we solved none of the world's problems, but that's okay. We'll continue.
Well, that's why we like this show. We're not trying to save the world's problems, right? We're just taking you on the road to nowhere.
But what
Yeah.
about the BBC titles?
I got to worry about myself. We got to worry about our like I think the Guinness just got me. Oh my goodness.
We are definitely.
I want to reiterate that I haven't been drinking and driving. Just so we're clear, I've been drinking. I'm just not driving.
Right, and that way, you won't be one of those YouTuber gamers that get raided by the FBI because they were like smoking like cannabis or something.
Yeah, fellas, we might have ended up in a ditch off the Interstate 55 on the road to nowhere, but it's been an honor and privilege with you as always tonight. And I want to leave you fellas on a serious note with this thought. But what about the BBC turtles?
They can all just perish because I can care less about them.
Did you know something? I learned this from my son earlier, and this is definitely going to take us on the road to nowhere. My 7-year-old, the sea turtles in the sea, they never meet their parents.
What?
No,
I'm calling CBS.
They get hatched in the sand, and the parents are like, "Yeah, we're good. See ya."
Somebody call Ocean DCFS right now. What's going on?
That is wrong, man.
Oh my goodness.
Fend for yourself, dude. I'm out of here.
And as the old turkey hawk swoops down and eats them all. All right, folks, this has been great. And, we will see you on the road to nowhere on the next episode.
All righty, guys.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
The Three Blind Mics is sponsored by the Family Proud, Family Strong Network via YouTube and powered by the Digital Media Production.